Guys, so this is a 2019 Skidoo Gen 4 850 Renegade, and anytime I get a used snowmobile, and this was family friend, he bought a brand new, great guy, doesn't ride it hard, takes care of his stuff, always inside, but it has 2,000 miles on it. The chain case service has never been done to it. I should have took a really good picture of it, but the oil that came out of the chain case was almost like a muddy brown, almost like you could still see a little bit of residue down below right there, but I mean, it was nasty brown. Actually, you might be able to see a little down here in the drain pan, but look how loose this is. This is 2,000 miles, never had adjustment. These are the sort of things I like to do when I buy a used snowmobile. Like, I go through the whole thing, make sure clutching's adjusted right, track's adjusted right, carbide's good, nothing weird. But this is a simple preventative measure that you want to try to do. At least the first one, I typically do like 1,000 miles or so, pull your chain case cover and just check, make sure there's no weird wear or anything like that. But the good news is I didn't see, I think this is a magnet here. It's a little bit, but it's not that bad. Let me see how much magnetic particles are here. I've seen pictures of people having much worse. Not bad. So I cleaned off the magnets on that, but once again, just going through this, some things that, this is only my first Gen 4, but as you can tell looking in here, got a Procross, got a Matrix Polaris, and got a Skidoo. I love them all. I don't really care the brand. I think certain years are better in certain time frames. I think in 2019, I think the Gen 4 Skidoo is probably one of the better sleds for the weight, the power, refinement. I think back in the day in 2012 time period, I think this was probably the best chassis, best engine overall. And just for reference, this is a 2013 Procross 800, original motor, original clutch, original track. I just changed out the front shocks, rear shocks, did the whole skid just as preventative maintenance, but this is a great shape machine. Just, it shows taking care of it. And also, this sled last year before we started riding, what's common on the Procross chassis is that the chain case tensioner, which is a different design than the Skidoo, it goes bad and then kind of wrecks it inside. Believe it or not, it was not bad. I'm surprised after 8,000 miles, but I still put the updated one on just for peace of mind. Bearings were good in there. So this is a perfect example, though, guys, of when you buy a used snowmobile, go through it before the riding season. I'm a month before it really gets heavy, and I'd like to try to address all this stuff. The other thing I'm adding in right now is this is the USB plug that will go in as I don't have it here, but well, sort of. That's going to be the GPS that goes on the extension in the glove box. So just trying to add some nice little features to the Gen 4 chassis, but I'm going to get all this thing put back together and button it up and finish up. And all the sleds should be ready to rip for the season then.
Okay, I just want to show you a little bit of a comparison here. This image on the left is a carbide that is actually probably 25% wore down. If you look at the shape of this, you see that flat spot? It's actually supposed to go up more. These are the carbides that grip into the hard pack and the ice and the snow on the trail. Underneath the carbides, which steer the sled, is called the runner. This is what protects the ski from damage when you're going through asphalt, cement, or just things that are highly abrasive that'll mess up the bottom of the ski. You should never get into this portion of the carbide or the runner because you've went too far. Now check this out. This is absolutely crazy. The carbide, this is the only piece that's left right here. This is all gone and you're now into the runner. I've never seen this on a snowmobile before. This is supposed to be, this thickness here is supposed to run all through the bottom, plus there be this piece over here sitting on top of it. This is what not doing maintenance looks like. And this is why it's important to do maintenance, because when it gets to this step right here, not only are you at the point of you could damage your skis, because once the steel wears through here, you're now into the plastic rubbing. Not only does that get real expensive, it gets dangerous. Because when these carbides that are on the left end right here are not here steering you, you don't have steering on the trail. So this is why preventative maintenance goes a really long ways. So this is a picture with the Garmin GPS installed on the snowmobile. I'm going to make a whole separate video about how to go about doing this as a budget DIY GPS. If you're interested, leave a comment down below because I want to kind of gauge the interest in it. But anyhow, I put about 500 miles now on this setup and I'm super happy with how far it's doing. And even my friends that have the new Polaris ride command system were actually even impressed.
So here's some more in-season maintenance, unfortunately, I'm having to do. So this sled is only 5 years old with less than 2,000 miles on it, but the shocks still need rebuilt. We're convinced that one of these shocks actually from the factory was bad because the nitrogen in one of these shocks was at 0. Normally they'll get low, but they won't go to 0. So I just had these shocks completely rebuilt and new fluids, all that jazz. So I'm going to put it back together.
Guys, I'm going to include a link here to Speed Technologies. If you're in the Michigan area and you're looking to get some suspension work, I've actually used Ryan several times now for dirt bikes. I've sent a lot of friends to him. He does dirt bikes, he does snowmobiles, he does a lot of stuff, and you kind of see his pricing and everything. He's fair, he's a good guy, I trust him. And he was the one that helped me with this snowmobile and rebuilding shocks, and when the time is right, I'm going to have him rebuild the rear skid shocks as well. But we did a few tests on it to check the nitrogen, and he saw that the valving had failed internally. And if I would have driven it in its current state, I would have damaged the shock, but I could have potentially broke the shock, and that could have been pretty catastrophic if you see the shock fail on that side. Anyhow, I highly recommend Speed Technologies if you're looking to get some suspension work done on your snowmobile. So check this out. This is a picture of the shock oil that came out of the good shock. The picture on the left in the funnel was the shock oil out of the left shock, and the picture on the right is how clear it's supposed to be when it goes in. We obviously rebuilt both shocks and put new fluid in, but keep this in mind. This is a 5-year-old snowmobile that had less than 2,000 miles on it, that had never been raced, had always been taken care of, had never been on an open trailer, and yet the shocks were still toast.
But these are the kind of things you want to do when you buy a used snowmobile. You want to go through all these because otherwise you go on a trip and you don't have as much fun because the machine's not handling correct, which is exactly what just happened to me last time. So I'm going to bolt this back together. That's it. It's super easy to take these shocks on and off on the newer Skidoos. So it's one of the things I'd recommend. Go through that. Make sure your shocks are all good. And then while you got the covers off, while you got the sides off, make sure your coolant's good. Chain case, just do it all at once. It makes it easier. I'm going to button this thing back up and I'll be ready for the next ride now.
So lastly, you might ask, is it worth spending a few $100s to rebuild these shocks? That's for you to decide. The difference I can tell you though, once I installed these, I haven't ridden them on the snowmobile trail yet, but what I can tell you is the difference of once I installed them and just rocked the snowmobile side to side, the valving felt definitely much better. It almost felt XCR-like from the valving. It felt like the snowmobile had been revalved and it's still stocked valving. That's the difference good fluid, good seals will make. If we ever get any more snow this season in Michigan, I'll definitely do a follow-up to let you know how this improved the ride. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like. Thanks for watching.